Hey friends, welcome to Step It Up Stamping. I am Barb Brimhall, also known as the BZB Stamper. And if you've never joined us before, in this video, I'm going to show you how to start with a very simple handmade card and then step it up 2 more times with extra layers, techniques, or details so that you can create your own stamping journey where you feel the most comfortable. So let's get started. For this video, I'm using a stamp set out of the May 2025, April 2026 Stampin' Up! Annual Catalog. I love this catalog. And I am using the Peaceful Pier Stamp Set, which, by the way, was inspired by one of our $1 million producers. This one is by Kathleen Chapman. And I love this set. I think Kathleen did an amazing job with this set. So basically you could see that we have, it's sort of an old-fashioned set, but it lends itself well to anybody who loves nature, loves the outdoors. It makes fabulous masculine cards. So let me show you. We're going to start with our first very simple card. This is known as our Busy Bee card, which is basically a beginner card. Okay, so we have crushed curry for our background. We have mossy meadow as another layer of cardstock. We also have blueberry bushel, and then of course white. For ink, I used early espresso to just kind of make it a little more rustic looking. And then I just stamped one image. That's it, my friends. This is a super duper simple card. And then I just wrapped some linen thread 2 times around the mossy meadow cardstock. And we have our card. Very simple. So let me bring in the worker bee card for when you want to put a little bit more work and effort into your card. So we use the same colors, but this time I also added in basic black cardstock, which I thought was a little bit dramatic, but I liked it. So instead of the early espresso ink I used here, I used black memento. And the reason why I did is I wanted to use some watercolor pencils, which I love using. So I watercolored using the watercolor pencils, and I've got all the instructions for you that give you the supplies of what I used, the steps I took. So I have a complete set of instructions for you. If you are on Facebook, you'll find those above. If you're on YouTube, you'll find them below. So make sure you grab those if you want to recreate these cards quickly and easily. And then, by the way, I wanted to say that with the watercolor pencils here, I did not blend them. I used the watercolor pencils kind of like a colored pencil. And I think it still gives a really cool effect. So like, for example, here, I just colored really darkly, and then I just really lightly brought in a little bit of color. Now, obviously, you could blend this if you want, but I wanted to show you that you didn't have to. I also wanted to show you that I used the Soft Waves 3D embossing folder to sort of give us a feel of water movement, right? So basically the difference between the Busy Bee card and the Worker Bee card was more layers, a 3D embossing folder, and then just coloring in the image, which I think really adds to the look of the card. Okay, so let me just show you those two together one more time. And now let's bring in the card that's really more for experienced card makers, although a beginner stamper could make this card too. No doubt about it. Okay, so you could see here that in addition to the Soft Waves 3D embossing folder, I added on this piece of blueberry bushel, I added the dotted circles. And I added that because I thought it looked like air bubbles, you know, that you might see from fish under the water. That was my thought process anyway. I cut out 2 of the fish. I colored them in and added them on some linen thread just to look like someone had been fishing. I added the neutral matte dot right here to kind of hold those fish. And then I did use the watercolor pencils again to color in. And by the way, there are no dies with this stamp set, so I did fussy cut out these fish with scissors. And again, in the instructions, I tell you exactly what colors I used on all of these of our watercolor pencils. So very simple card for a queen bee card, but I just love how it all got stepped up. And I wanted to show you what's on the inside. Woo! Let's see if I can make that focus. Oh, it's going to fight me today. It's not much. It's just that you can see the card base was placed on basic black. There goes my dog. And there we have it. There is the finished card. This is a very simple card for a queen bee card, but it does add a lot of things to it that I think just really steps it up from the worker bee card. So I'd be interested to see what you think. Here we go. Let me bring in all 3 cards so you could see them. It's going to be a little hard to get them all in the picture, but we have our busy bee card, we have our worker bee card, and we have our queen bee card. I think these are wonderful cards for the guys in your life or just anybody that loves nature. It doesn't have to be guys, right? But I did use colors that I thought would work well if you did want to make this into a masculine card. And the thinking of you today sentiment works for all occasions, right? You could make this for anybody. So there you go, my friends. Let me know in the comments below which is your favorite, which one you like the best, and which one you would be more likely to make. Thanks again for joining me for another Step It Up Stamping, and I'll be back next week with another one. Talk to you later, my friends. Bye.